National demonyms. The Horn of Africa is the easternmost peninsula of the African continent. Excluding African islands, it lies along the southern boundary of the Red Sea and extends hundreds of kilometers into the Gulf of Aden, Somali Sea and Gaddafi Channel. The Horn of Africa consists of the internationally recognized countries of Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia and Somalia, as well as the unrecognized country of Somaliland. It covers approximately 2 million square kilometers and is inhabited by roughly 115 million people. In ancient and medieval times, it was known in the Western world as the land of the Barbaria and Ethiopians. Regional studies on the Horn of Africa are carried out in fields such as Ethiopian studies and Somali studies. This peninsula has been known by various names. Ancient Greeks and Romans referred to it as Regia aromatica or Regia cinnamomifera due to the aromatic plants, or as Regia incognita owing to its uncharted territory. In ancient and medieval times, the Horn of Africa was referred to as the Bild el-Baba. It is also known as the Somali Peninsula or, in the Somali language, Giska Africa, Jasirata Somali or Gakandhulka Somali. In other local languages, it is called the Horn of Africa, or the African Horn. In Amharic Irikar Kindi Yafrika Kand, in Arabic Al-Qarn al-Afriki, in Oromogafa Africa, and in Tigrinya Kierini Arika Kuarni Afrika. The name Horn of Africa is sometimes shortened to Hoa. Quite commonly it is referred to simply as the Horn, while inhabitants are sometimes colloquially termed Horn Africans. Sometimes the term Greater Horn of Africa is used, either to be inclusive of neighboring Northeast African countries or to distinguish the broader geopolitical definition of the Horn of Africa from narrower peninsular definitions. According to the southern dispersal scenario, the southern route of the out of Africa migration occurred in the Horn of Africa through the Bab el-Mandeb, today at the Bab el-Mandeb Straits. The Red Sea is about 12 miles wide, but 50,000 years ago it was much narrower and sea levels were 70 meters lower. Though the straits were never completely closed, there may have been islands in between which could be reached using simple rafts. Shell middens 125,000 years old have been found in Eritrea, indicating the diet of early humans included seafood obtained by beachcombing. The findings of the earliest stone-tipped projectiles from the Ethiopian rift dated to more than 279,000 years ago in combination with the existing archaeological, fossil and genetic evidence, isolate this region as a source of modern cultures and biology, and it is considered the place of origin for humankind. Ethiopian and Eritrean agriculture established the earliest known use of the seed grass teff. Between 4000 and 1000 BCE, teff is used to make the flatbread injera taitha. Coffee also originated in Ethiopia and has since spread to become a worldwide beverage. The area comprising Somaliland, Djibouti, the Red Sea coast of Eritrea and Sudan is considered the most likely location of the land known to the ancient Egyptians is Punt, whose first mention dates to the 25th century BC. Macrobia was an ancient kingdom situated in the Horn of Africa. It is mentioned in the 5th century BC. According to Herodotus' account, the Persian emperor Cambyses II upon his conquest of Egypt sent ambassadors to Macrobia, bringing luxury gifts for the Macrobian king to entice his submission. The Macrobian ruler, who was elected based at least in part on stature, replied instead with a challenge for his Persian counterpart in the form of an unstrung bow. If the Persians could manage to string it, they would have the right to invade his country. But until then, they should thank the gods that the Macrobians never decided to invade their empire. The Macrobians were a regional power reputed for their advanced architecture and gold wealth, which was so plentiful that they shackled their prisoners in golden chains. After the collapse of Macrobia, several wealthy ancient city-states, such as Opon, Essina, Serapion, Nikon, Malav, Demo and Mosilon near Cape Gaddafi would emerge from the first millennium BC 500 AD to compete with the Sabaeans, Parthians and Aksumites for the wealthy Indo-Greco-Roman trade and flourished along the Somali coast. They developed a lucrative trading network under a region collectively known in the Peripolis of The Erythraean CS Barbaria DMT was a kingdom located in Eritrea and northern Ethiopia, which existed during the 8th and 7th centuries BC, with its capital probably at Yeha. The kingdom developed irrigation schemes, used plows, grew millet, and made iron tools and weapons. After the fall of DMT in the 5th century BC, the plateau came to be dominated by smaller successor kingdoms, until the rise of one of these kingdoms during the 1st century. The Akshumite kingdom, which was able to reunite the area. The kingdom of Akshum was an ancient STA,